Hi and welcome to this all new episode of Sailing Vessel Reality. In this week's episode we depart from Lanzarote for Cabo Verde. Lee's wife leaves him again. Dave gets his wings. Lee shows us how to rig a lure for trolling. We plan our route south till the butter melts. I'm Gary and this is a crew of reality. My younger brother David and our long-time friend Lee.
You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore.
Lovely to see you. And you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye guys. Stay safe.
Ciao! Dave's been out and bought the same drone that I've got. So this one will do as it's told. It's not going to fly off. It's the way the other one did.
Exactly what is told, this one.
Exactly. So this is a proper DJI drone. Okay. Wow, this drone's doing as it's told. Look at that, perfect landing. Well done. Now you're now a professional. You've passed the masterclass.
I told you it was that shitty drone I had, didn't I?
I've got to bleep that out again now.
Did I swear?
You did.
That's all right.
Little Dave's being very brave. He's filming that from the dock behind me. And look, it's quite low to the water there. So I'm filming him, filming me. For those who've followed our recent videos, you'll recall that Dave and I, and this is Dave, have been having a little fishing competition, and a couple of members I know are following that with interest, and one of the members of my Facebook group, Sailing Facebook group, have asked me would I mind showing how I rig a double hook Muppet lure. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need some fluorocarbon for the leader, which is normally a couple of meters long, and this is £90. Some people use wire for the leader. I prefer to use fluorocarbon. You're going to need a couple of crimps and a crimping tool. I like to use nail clippers to clip the fluorocarbon because it's quite hard, and you also need a little spring or something to cushion the line where you connect it to the rod line, and you're going to need two good stainless steel hooks. Now what you need to do is open the eye on one of the hooks and feed that through so that they're facing different directions, and then basically crimp that closed so it's locked in tight like that. And for the lure, so I've already threaded this line through. You'll need some beads to pack out so that the hooks hang in the right place. So this part, hanging the hooks, is a bit trial and error, and I'll show you that. Okay, so you can double loop that through if you want, the line there, but a single loop is good enough because this fluorocarbon is really strong. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is put on the crimp, then feed it through the eye and then back through. And then what you need to do is put a crimp in that will just hold the line. So keep them apart. Now that crimp may not quite do the job, so I might need to go to a smaller setting, but I'm going to just test that. I don't think, yeah, that has actually done the job. So what we need to do is take the slack out of that. And the other thing that we're going to need to do is have a lighter just to burn the end of that, and that creates a little bubble. And now when I pull that through, it will basically get stuck in the end of that crimp. And also with the crimps, you need to make them like a bow shaped. They need to be bow shaped like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull that through just to the end. There. Give it a little bit of slack. Okay, so now the bubble has stopped right there. There's a little bit of slack in that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it one final crimp. Okay. This is the weak part of any lure that you rig, because if this gives way, you lose the whole thing. But I don't think that's going anywhere. So now when I pull that through, the beads stop the hooks rising. The beads stop the hooks rising any further, and you can see there that that hook is just hanging below the skirt, which is the perfect place for it to be. And now all I need to do is to do the other end. So as I said, these are normally 2 meters long. We'll clean the end of that. Okay, so we will need a spring. First we put the crimp on, and we'll repeat the process that we did for the hooks. So that goes on, then the spring. Okay, that needs crimping a bit more. Okay, don't think that's going anywhere. So, as before, any questions? Ask them below. It would be super if you wouldn't mind liking the video, and you may not know how to do that. All you need to do is touch the screen on the device you're watching it on, and down the bottom you'll see a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It would be super if you just hit the like button. Thank you. And staying with the fishing theme, so we've had a steward's inquiry, and we've decided to put the previous fish caught to one side and start the clock again from 0. Let the fishing competition begin. Okay, so boat owners are always saying there's always somebody else with a bigger boat. And look at this lovely old lady that came in yesterday. She's absolutely gorgeous. And so we're on our 46 foot. There's another 46 foot cat in front of us, and then this monster turned up a little while ago. And that is a Lagoon, so it's the same make as Reality, but this is the 71 footer, and she's so big she's even got bow thrusters, which is sort of kind of unusual for a cat, because they've got 2 engines. They drive like a tank, but this one even needs a bow thruster to help it maneuver as well. What a monster.
Good. Another 2 feet. One more.
Well, I those jobs that sailors have to do every now and again. Not for the faint-hearted. Not on a mast that tall, that's for sure.
Gary and I are planning our departure from the Canary Islands to Mindelo, Cabo Verde. So we select a date close to our ideal departure date and time. In this case it's 9 o'clock. Now the software will produce departure solutions for the date and the following 3 days. Issues are highlighted, and in this case we may have extended times of motoring. This is the coast of West Africa. Mainland Spain is here. These black lines show the 4 different suggested routes considering weather predictions. If I press on the play button, each departure day and course is illustrated by a small white boat. To our north you can see a storm developing. Here you can see an animated view for the suggested route for each of the 4 departure days. The wind direction is illustrated by the lines and the strength of it in colour. And you can see that storm gaining momentum to our north. The software considers 6 different weather models. If we click on the tables at the top, we can get a detailed average overview for each of the 4 departure days. Cape over 1500 warns us of the possibility of squalls and rain. Below 1000 would be ideal and perfect. If we scroll down, we can see detail on wave height. All have some periods of 2 to 3 metre swell. ECMWF is considered the gold standard of offshore navigation, so out of the 6 weather models, for the most part, this is the prediction we will accept. You can see there that on day 1 departure, they predict the Cape to be nearly 1500. So we can also see maximum, minimum and average wind speeds that we can expect. You can see, regardless of what day we chose to depart, all 4 days show over 6 days at sea. So we're going to stick to the plan that Predict Wind suggested and head down to Fuerteventura first and then down to Mindelo.
Further. Right, smile. 1, 2, 3, go.
So we've got Jane and Tony visiting us from the UK. That's good. You can move it, it's video.
Okay.
Not particularly nice. So Dave's guests are going home today, and you've already checked the weather. It's not looking very good today, is it, Jane?
No.
No. But hey, listen, it's not so good here at the moment. It's quite dark, isn't it?
It is, mate.
Right. So you're all climbing on the scooters then.
We're all going, yeah, on scooters.
I hope you're dressed for that scooter.
I am.
You've got your jacket, have you, babe?
Gary and Dave have gone down to the police station to check out. As they're going past the airport, they've taken Dave's guests with them on the scooters, so that'll be fun for them this time of the morning. And later today we're getting the boat ready for our departure tomorrow, so we're going to fill the tanks with water, doing that now. We'll clean the boat later today. There's shopping to be done because the passage is going to take us 7 days in total, so we need some groceries which we'll get from Lidl's later today, and then we need to return the scooters. So we're all ready to go in the morning. So first thing in the morning we'll go over to the fuel dock, fuel up, and then make our way down the coast of Fuerteventura, possibly stopping for the night. If not, we'll carry on down to Cabo Verde. So it's, as I said, about a week in total. So a sad day today. We're taking back the scooters.
Yeah, we're sad, aren't we?
We are sad because we've had them for a few weeks. They've become sort of part of the family. So we come over to the fuel dock while it's still dark.
Yep.
And parked up ready for the guys to come and give us some fuel. Gary's itching to go.
Oh, that engine's off. Oh, it's always nice when the engines are off.
You don't have to shout, do you?
Well, no. Exactly.
She
All right.
She can't jump off now, mate.
Are you ready to go, buddy?
I'm always.
Are you itching to go?
Yeah.
We're itching to go, aren't we?
Yeah, we are,
we're
mate.
here. The guys are still in bed. No, they'll be here in a minute. They'll be here in a minute. They switched the pumps on. This guy must have turned up in the night. Oh, and that's a 42 centre cockpit. Oceanis. I know someone who's got one of those. Pumps ready to go. Lines are ready to slip. And it's going to be light in about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Boat's all nice and clean. The boys did that yesterday. So our first part of our journey today is in the navigation. We're here on the far end of Lanzarote. We're going to nip over to Coralejo. There's a small island there. So this is Fuerteventura. We're going to go and have a look at that. Not been to Coralejo for a long time, when my brother had an apartment there. That's 217, 218 litres and not quite full yet. And that's only from coming down from Morocco. So we're finally on our way, leaving Lanzarote. Not a very nice day at the moment, but hopefully it's going to brighten up later. So that's Fuerteventura there on the bow, and Coralejo, which we're heading towards, which is the main town. And there's a small island, which I never realised there was a small island outside Fuerteventura. And that's the ferry that runs backwards and forwards from Lanzarote to Fuerteventura. That's the car ferry. So we've come to have a quick look at Coralejo, which seems to have
Rock and sand here, Gary.
changed out of all recognition since I was here last.
Lee.
Oh, it's cutting that skirt down. That's a good idea. Otherwise we'd be catching a monster. Oh, it's a double. You've rigged up a double, have you?
That's my.
That's your
in
teaser.
now.
Well, good luck with that then. So I'm having to pull out the secret weapons.
Oh my God. Well.
Right, are you sure that's your lure?
Positive, mate.
Well, that looks like one of mine.
No, it is mine.
Are you sure? You're not cheating? Right, fishing competition's already begun. My rod is already out minutes ago. Dave's still having trouble with his lure.
Not at all.
No? Okay, but his rod's all ready to go. So our fishing competition has officially begun. We're running two lines. This is Dave's line here on the starboard side, and I'm on the port side. Then,
That's it, buddy.
you all set?
She's all ready to go.
Yeah?
The competition starts in earnest
It starts now.
now.
Got two rods running. That's Dave's new reel. Excellent clicker on it. That comes up, a bit of that. So things have brightened up quite nicely, but we're having to motor because there's no wind on this east side of Fuerteventura. We've just gone past the main airport here and we're motoring down the coast. In fact, you can see a plane there coming into land. And we're going to find somewhere to anchor a bit further down and then set up tomorrow for Cabo Verde. Coming into our anchorage, and Dave's getting ready to sort that out, and it's kind of getting towards sunset, and where we are, this is just all sand all the way along. Lovely sandy beach, and we're joining 4 other yachts that are anchoring the same place. For those following, just to update everybody on the fishing so far, day 1, it's 0 to Dave Brown and 0 to Lee Sales. So we'll see how we get on between now and Cabo Verde, and keep you posted. We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. If you have, please give it a like. If you're new here, please subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Meanwhile, we'd love to hear from you, so feel free to leave your comments below and we'll answer you as soon as we can.